Okay, I think I think we're now live. I'm Jenny Ruff with Compass Travel, and due to user error on my part, we are 15 minutes late for our Tuesday Travel Tuesday. So we'll be getting back to the beginning here. I have a guest, Nancy Baumann with Avalon Waterways, Globus Tours, and my coworker Stephen Johnson is sitting here with us. So we're talking Christmas markets tonight, and I'm so excited. One of my favorite tours to take. One of my favorite times of the year to visit Europe. So let's just get right at it since we are running late. So I'll turn this presentation over to Nancy. Welcome, Nancy.
Well, thank you so much. And I too, Jenny, at Christmas markets is one of my favorite. I went a couple times a couple years ago for the first time, and it was fabulous. And so I hope and I can exude that excitement to everybody on the phone. But we're going to talk today really about Avalon riverboat cruises and the Christmas markets. So we'll talk a little bit about Avalon first, and then we will talk about the couple of tours, different itineraries for the Christmas markets. Just want to remind you that we started in 1928. We started with the Globus family of brands, and that's our mother company. And since then, we have had several companies come out of that. And so we have our Globus, our Cosmos, Monograms, and of course, Avalon Waterways. And it's very important to really work with Compass Travel and their advisors to find out what type of tour is good for you, what works best for your lifestyle, and what kind of tour you want to take, because they're all just a little bit different. But as you can see, we travel all over the world, and it's very exciting to pick and choose and see all different parts of the world. I'm going to go ahead and get started and talk about Avalon Waterways. Now, this is one of my favorite slides because I always like to talk about our cabins because they are so fabulous. Now, if you've been on the big ships, these are tiny little ships. They're only, about 168 passengers. And our main cabins, which are 80% of our cabins, are the suite on the right. It's 200 square feet. And as you can see that little white spot on the right part of the cabin, that is your balcony, if you were to have a balcony. Now, we don't have balconies. And people say, oh, why don't you have a balcony? I want a balcony. We actually have taken your entire cabin and made it one large balcony. So it's called a panorama suite. And the reason that we've taken that cabin and made it one large room is if you look at the picture on the left, all the ships, whether you're us, a competitor, one of the barges, you can only be 33 feet wide. Otherwise, you'll get stuck in one of the locks, and we just don't want to have that happen. So this way, we don't waste any space at the balcony. We give you all that space in your cabin, and your window to the world is 11 feet wide, and it opens 7 feet. So it's absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking. This is a view from the outside in, looking at your cabin. Now, these are 2 twin beds that convert into a king-size bed. We have a little sitting area here, and there's a couch on the side as well, and a full desk and free Wi-Fi, your own refrigerator, and of course you have a television. And look at that, 7 feet wide opening, 11 feet picture window. And I will tell you that we've all learned so much about air quality and germs and all of that over the past several months. And one of the nice things on the riverboats is your air quality in your cabin only circulates in your cabin. So you're not circulating air between any other cabins or any public space. It's only circulated in your cabin. And you get this nice big window that you can open and just feel all that fresh air coming in. Now, this is our bathroom. They're beautiful. They're, fixated with all the marble in there from Italy. Just a nice way to spend your vacation. They're not tiny bathrooms. They're very large showers, and just a nice way to relax during your vacation. And let's get into some of the public areas. Now, this is our main show lounge. This is only just a portion of it, but I want you to look at all the windows that we have. You could just look out and see that beauty of 2,000 years traveling by you. And look at how close you are to the land. These are very, narrow rivers, and so you can have several boats going by, but it's beautiful because they're not some picture with very far off in the distance. You can see these buildings up close. And the kind of joke of the Danube is, what happens if you fall overboard? Well, just stand up. So they are, we're on tiny rivers, and it's just a glorious way to see some of this. Now here's the front of the lounge. This is our panorama lounge. And we have this is extra seating for our show area, but it's also an area where people can have meals. So we have breakfast here, lunch here, and you can also have dinner in this area. And this is the bar, which is on the other end of the show lounge. This is a nice area to gather. We have happy hour every night, 2-for-1 drinks, wonderful cocktails, different signature cocktails, great bottles of wine, a lot from the region. So it's just a nice way to have a nice drink before you go to dinner. And this is the front of the ship. So this is overlooking as you're traveling down the river. Nice, roof over the top of it. So if it's sunny or maybe it's a little bit inclement, you don't feel that weather. But you can have a nice glass of wine out here before dinner, or you can read a book or have one of your meals out here as well. And then this is the dining room. Now this is half the dining room. So you see half of it here and there's half to the right. But again, look at all those windows that you could just enjoy looking at everything as you're eating your delicious meal. Now, the one nice thing that I really appreciate about Avalon is we never assign tables, never assign table mates, and you can come in at any time between 7 and 9. So for dinner, you can come in different times for lunch and breakfast as well. But it's really nice because you can move around, you can get different views, sit with different people, and just really relax. And sometimes people just want to eat with the two of you, and you can have certainly a place for just the two of you as well. And here's a picture of all of our dining venues. So in the upper left, if you'd like to have a meal delivered to your cabin, you can do that. In the upper right, we have our sky deck where we'll have various lunches and dinners as well. In the bottom middle, we have, of course, our main dining room. And the left is that panorama lounge that I was talking about. And what's nice in the panorama lounge, especially for dinner, it'll have the same food as it has in the main dining room, but just in smaller portions. So sometimes people like to have a little bite to eat and perhaps go into the city if we're staying overnight. Or perhaps they'll just take a little plate and go out and sit outside. So you don't always have to sit in the dining room and have a longer dining experience. And on the bottom right, of course, you can have a picnic basket. You can take it off and go enjoy a bottle of wine, enjoy your lunch. You can take out a bike for free and just really enjoy your day at leisure. Now, all of our products, but we're talking about Avalon here, we have the Go app. And when this first came out, I used to tell people, oh my gosh, no one is ever going to put another app on their phone. But I will tell you, almost everybody uses this app. It does not work on your data off of your phone, but rather it works on GPS. So it's really nice because you can get your air schedule, you can get your itinerary on your phone, and of course, all of this information you can get in paper as well. But we are trying to save our country and our world and our trees, and so we want to be a little bit more cognizant of how much paper we're actually printing. But all the information that you need from us, such as your shore excursions and such as maps of the city. So if you want to go and you're looking for a specific item, it'll give you ideas of shops and a map of how to get there. It'll have a money converter, so you can easily figure out how much something is in US dollars. And it has like a little kind of a Facebook page, but a social media where you can take a picture of something, it'll put what day it was, and it will put exactly where you are and what you're taking a picture of. So all kinds of information in here. Now on the ship, we do have an adventure center and we have an adventure host who's really there to help you if you do want to keep up any exercise regimen, if you like walking or running, if you like yoga or perhaps just a stretch class. They kind of work with the people to find out what is it that you would like and let me help you. You can see we have some kayaks out there. We do canoeing, so all kinds of fun things. You can check out for free walking sticks and different maps and day packs and stretch bands. So we want to make sure that whatever it is that you want to do on vacation, that we're there to help you with that. Now on the ship, we always have a included excursion every single day. And we have 3 different types of excursion. You don't have to choose one category, and you don't even have to choose your excursion until you get on the ship. But if you would like to know ahead of time, you can certainly pick those ahead of time. So we have our classic tours. Those are those things, those must-sees that you want to see in a city. Perhaps a city tour, perhaps a cathedral, and then discovery, which is my favorite, is a cooking class or perhaps a painting class, or how to make wine. It's all about discovering that city, and we want to immerse you in that city and really get a flavor of what is it like to really be there. And then of course we have our active. So if you are an active person and you want to keep up some activity, we have hiking and biking, and we have walking trails and all kinds of things that your adventure host will help you with in those activities. So again, you can choose one day, another day. And even in the classic tours, we have our regular walkers, and then we have our gentle walkers. So perhaps you were a gentle walker, we'll take you on a shorter route. We might take a van, if you don't want to walk the entire route. We want to make sure that everybody has their choice. Now, one of the nice things about the overall Globus products, and that includes Avalon, is because we've been around for 93 years, we have more to-dos and we don't have crowds or queues. So we always go into a side door or a back door. We don't stand in lines. And this gets you into places faster. So you're not standing outside. You're not worrying about any inclement weather. We get you in, and then you get a little bit more free time to really go off on your own and do what you'd like. With our Avalon Riverboat Cruises, we always have ways that you can add on packages. So if you like the city that you're flying in or out of, we have different packages. And of course, the advisors at Compass Travel can help you with that to figure out which is the best way for you to see that city and see everything that you want to on your vacation. So here's the exciting part. Let's talk about a couple different itineraries. So this one is Christmas on the Danube. And this is a 7-day tour, and this is a Vienna to Nuremberg. Now, when I say 7 days, that's a 6-night, but again, you can always add on days before or after. And just look at this picture. I mean, I'm sure that Jenny is like just kind of getting a little itchy to go back there and just to see the Christmas markets because they are so beautiful. And I will tell you, before I went the first time, people told me, oh, I'm sure it's just all trinkets, junky trinkets from Japan or wherever it was from. And they aren't. I mean, most of them are all handmade things from all over the world. They're absolutely beautiful. And I will tell you, when you go, I want you to make sure that you have to eat something at every different place. So if you have 2 or 4 people in your little group, get one item of everything and everybody take one bite because they have such good food and such good wines and cheese and just wonderful, absolutely wonderful things. So enjoy yourself while you do these Christmas markets. But let's talk a little bit about this particular one. This goes from Vienna to Nuremberg, or you can do it reverse. And again, remember that I said you can always add on before or after. And you're going down the Danube. So we're going through the main Danube Canal, and then you get to see the heart of the Danube. And look at a couple of these little cities. They're tiny little cities, Melk and Grain. Beautiful, and you get into this beautiful valley that has this wonderful little island in the middle, and you'll get to go to the top and really get some beautiful views. But Vienna, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and if you like music, this is the city to go to because you will have all kinds of opportunities to see and hear such absolutely beautiful music. So let's take a look day by day. Look at this in Vienna. Isn't that beautiful? It just kind of wants to get you, excited about seeing Christmas time. You want a little bit of snow because that just adds the magic to the vacation. Now, our Christmas markets usually start about the 2nd week in December, and they're only about 3 weeks long. And they do sell out very fast because they are such a short season, but they're a wonderful way just to see the countryside. You're going to want to take some boots, and you're going to want to take some warm jackets because it will get cool, but it's just a beautiful experience. So on day 2, we're going to see, we're going to be in Vienna, and we're going to have a city tour and see some of the beautiful buildings, and you'll have some opportunities to take some additional excursions. And look at this beautiful in the downtown area of Vienna. This is the magical Christmas Advent Market. Absolutely gorgeous. They decorate trees very differently than we do in the United States, and they're absolutely beautiful. And they believe in having just a ton of lights in the city. So you're going to be taking pictures and just really enjoying all of the beauty. And then there's an optional tour to the palace. So when we say optional tours, On a week-long cruise, you'll have probably about 5 different optional tours. So there are things that everyone would not want to take, so we don't want to price them in. But if you want to take them, you can sign up for them beforehand, or you can sign up for them on your vacation on the ship. And here's the tiny little town of Milk. And I have been here, and it's a wonderful little city. It really gives you some breathtaking views. You're going to see a lot of frescoes. You're going to see the Benedictine Abbey. And you could take a discovery tour, and you will be able to learn how to make some beautiful Austrian cookies. And here is the beautiful Benedictine Abbey. Now, this is a very large place, very beautiful. They have a whole boys' school there and a whole boys' choir. And I was lucky enough, if the choir is there while you are there, they will come and they will sing to you in one of their little chapels. And I will tell you, when I was there, they did that, and they sang Edelweiss, and I cried like a baby. Oh my gosh, I remember I had a rain jacket on because I was there in the springtime. Oh, it was just beautiful, and all my tears were just flowing down my jacket, and it was one of the most gorgeous things I had ever seen. And on day 4 in this tour, we're going to go into Passau, Germany. And I love this picture because I want you to see, if you look kind of on the right-hand side of the picture, right above where the 4 is, all the river boats in Europe, and there's many of them. They're not just the ones that we sell in the United States, but there's many other companies that we don't have the opportunity to go on. So you'll pull into some of these big cities, and there might be several different boats. If you look right above where that 4 is, you'll see 2 ships are actually next to each other. So there are not enough docking facilities in some of these places for all the ships to dock right up to the dock area. Now you might think, oh, this is not a very fun thing. But it is a great thing, because if you're not next to the pier, you get to walk across somebody else's ship. And so you could be 3 or 4 ships wide, and you get to walk across everybody's ship, and you get to see what they look like and what they're doing. And it's really fun. And remember, these ships are only 33 feet wide. So this isn't like you're walking miles to get to every ship. So it is a really fun experience to see everybody's ships over there. And then this is the Mirabell Palace. And of course, this is not in the middle of winter, so I apologize. But this is Salzburg, Austria. And this is the location of the Sound of Music. And then day 5, we're going to be in Regensburg, Germany. And then, of course, we will be doing the Regensburg Market, Christmas market. Look at how beautiful that is. And then day 6, we will end our tour in Nuremberg, Germany. And so this is the cathedral, so you'll be able to go there if you'd like to see that and be in the square, and of course, being part of the regular Christmas markets again. So that is that tour. So let's move now over to Germany. Look at how beautiful all these places are. And I will tell you, I was just talking about this to somebody the other day. If you know the little cookies, the macarons, we call them macaroons, but they're really called macarons over there. They have these displays in these windows of these candy stores of these big tall trees of macarons in different colors. And it makes you want to come home and put these together. I see Jenny shaking her head because she knows how beautiful.
I love them. They're my favorite.
They are just beautiful. And so you come home and you try to put this tree together and it never works. So don't even try, but just enjoy the beauty. And these candy stores, I mean, I can't imagine how much time it takes them to decorate, because they are absolutely gorgeous. And you are going to love one store better than the next, and save an extra suitcase to buy Christmas presents and bring all of that back, because you will find some beautiful handmade jewelry and scarves and hats and sweaters and all kinds of goodies. So now on this tour, this is actually 2 tours put together. So this happens to be a 9-day, 8-night, but it's 2 shorter tours. So we have Basel all the way to Nuremberg, but it's 1 tour of Basel to Rüdesheim and 1 tour from Frankfurt to Nuremberg. And so we've just kind of put it together. And people say, well, why would you ever do like a 4 or 5-day tour all the way over there? But you might be there for another reason. You might be going to see family. You might be taking a vacation somewhere else in Europe, and you want to pick up a short cruise. So we do have shorter cruises, and we have longer cruises. And remember, we're talking about the Christmas markets on this particular one, but we travel from mid-May all the way through the end of December. So there's plenty of tours, plenty of different exciting things for you to do. You know, one of my other favorites is the Tulip Festival in May. So if you're looking to have a fun thing that's not winter, that might be something for you. Let's take a little bit look at this. Now, we just saw this picture. This is starting in Nuremberg. So of course, you're going to have a tour of Nuremberg, Germany. And again, you'll be able to see the Christmas markets here as well. Look at that. How fun. And you can only hope that it does snow a little bit, because it just adds to that mystique of the beauty and all the lights and all the decorations that they do. And look at this. So we're going to stroll through, this is on day 3, stroll through dozens of Bamberg's nativity scenes. So it's just beautiful, and you're just going to be in awe of all the different things that they have put together. And this is just a picture of some of the handmade things. They have handmade cookies and ornaments and beautiful, beautiful things. So you're going to want to take your time. I always tell people, if you're going through one of the markets, walk all the way through, see every single thing you can see, and then come back and pick up all those little goodies. You'll find handmade soaps and lots of jewelry, beautiful earrings and necklaces. And if you have little kids that you want to shop for, you know, they don't have the same kind of sizes that we have in the US. So kind of take their measurements by how many inches, and then we can help convert once you go over there. They'll work with you on that. And of course, this is not winter, but we're going to be going into Germany on day 4. And again, we're on the ship right now. So look at how close you are to the land. So it's really nice, because sometimes you feel like you can just look at somebody's, you know, in their window of their home, because you're so close to them. And here's a guided optional tour to the Bavarian town of Rothenburg. And again, the beauty of Rothenburg, you'll be able to enjoy the Christmas markets. And again, that's an optional tour, and you will have all those listings before you go on your cruise. On day 5, we're going to go on the Main River Village, which is in Germany. And look at this, a Christmas cookie baking demo on board. And I would hope that they're going to have a Christmas cookie tasting on board once you make these cookies. But lots of fun, and they make them, you know, of course, in such unique ways. So it's always fun when they come on board and teach us how to do things. And when we talk about some of the fun things that they do on board, they also bring in wine from the local winemakers. And every day for lunch and dinner, you have free wine, beer, and pop beverages. But you get a choice of 3 different kinds of wines. And of course, in Germany, you'll get a choice of several different kinds of beer if you'd like that. And on day 6, we're going to be in Frankfurt, Germany. Of course, this is another Christmas market. But it's very nice, because they have all these booths that are all set up, and then they have, you know, all the different coffees and all the different hot chocolate and these little puff pastries, all kinds of goodies. So Jenny, do you have a favorite food when you're over there?
I do. I love the chimney cakes. So I know that they have them in Budapest. I'm not sure if they have them in every market, but it's a dough that is wrapped around a cylinder, and then the cylinder is placed over hot coals. And then the baker just spins it and then dip it in cinnamon sugar or other flavorings. And I wish I could have one right now.
It sounds delicious. Yeah. But again, so you get one of those, split it amongst your group, so you have more room in your tummy for other good. Right. So then on this tour, we're going to be going to Rudolph again, and we'll be having an excursion in Rudolph, Germany. And on day 7, we'll have a Heidelberg excursion if you'd like to take that. So you can see there's plenty of things to do besides just shopping. I know some of the men are like, oh my gosh. But I will tell you, I took my husband, and he was probably worse than I was at the Christmas markets. And here's the Heidelberg Christmas markets. How beautiful. Many of them will have sleigh rides if you'd like to go on a little sleigh ride. Some have, you know, Santa things that are flying over the air, and just beautiful places. And here's another one of the Christmas markets that you'll have time. This is during the day, but then of course you can see at night it all lights up. And then of course we'll be going into France. So of course you can see all their beautiful lights. And then on day 9, we'll be going back to Germany. So we're kind of crisscrossing over into the different countries, which is kind of fun. And you'll have an opportunity to go into the Black Forest. So that is all I have for the tours, but I wanted to let you know that, we want you so much to think about this, and Compass Travel does have a promotion that does end on January 4th. So if you're thinking about doing something, you kind of got just a few weeks to think about it. But we have some lower categories on the ship, which have 2 windows that do not open. We right now have a promotion where you purchase that lower category and we are going to bump you up into that panorama suite. And that is a savings of almost $1,400 per person. We want you to have that fresh air right now. We want you to be able to have that space and to be able to open that window. So again, call Jenny or any of their staff at Compass Travel and they'll be able to get you that promotion. And if you should happen to book before New Year's Eve, we'll give you another $100 off your cruise. So it's another $100 per person that you can spend in one of those exciting Christmas markets and buy some trinkets. And that's all that I have for the Christmas markets. Jenny, do you have anything to add to this?
Oh, thank you so much for the presentation. I know when we first spoke about doing this, you did remind me that there's not a lot of space left. So if you are interested, give me a call sooner rather than later. And we will, if you gotta be flexible on your schedule and we'll find a spot for you.
And Jenny, when you say that too, I just want to remind folks that, we are in a different type of year right now, and people are, very rightfully so, might be a little bit nervous about putting their money down on a trip. We do have a peace of mind program. So if you decide before January 4th that this is the tour for you, I want to do a Christmas market, talk to Jenny. Before you make your final payment, which is about 90 days prior to your trip, and you just for whatever reason are nervous, perhaps we had another outbreak, perhaps you don't feel well or you're just nervous, you can change your mind. You cannot get a full refund, but you can change your mind to move it to another year, to another product of ours, or to another itinerary. You might decide you want to stay in North America. So please do not feel fearful that you will lose your money if you put it down with one of our tours. And that goes for any tour, whether it's on Globus, on Avalon, for any date. So please don't be nervous about that. We also do have insurance programs that Jenny will talk with you about. And if there should be any COVID outbreak, that includes that in addition to many other things. But we want to make sure that we are protecting you and we are keeping you safe on your travels.
Yep. And I cannot wait to get back there. So thank you so much, Nancy, for your presentation. And if anyone would like more information, visit our website, www.travelwithcompass.com, or send an email to info@travelwithcompass.com, and that will get to me. I'll monitor that, and you can always call our office, 815-75